Hey friends, enjoying the day in the park, Riverside. I just came to sit because a little bit outside because it's so nice and sunny. It's still chilly, but at least beautifully sunny. So I'm gonna just sit in the sunlight. I figured I'd just talk a little bit about just give you guys some updates. As you know, it's a loud city, so um yeah, update. Okay, so I haven't really posted as consistently, but I've also been like really tired and honestly, it's a few different things. Life, work, and then I deal with there's a lot of personal issues going on in my family, drama, and yeah, it's been hard living with that, and also like with everything that I'm dealing with respect to like my health and medications and things like that, like adjusting in a lot of different ways. I do have a lot of good days though, thankfully. Like there's definitely a lot more. Um, like good and stable days and not, but yeah, it still gets pretty exhausting sometimes, like day to day. So just to recap, let's see. So I have a current part-time job that's hybrid, right? And that job, I mentioned a while back that I took a pay cut to take this job because I was desperate. I mean, I had been unemployed for over 2 years. It was just terrible. But the job itself was just a lot of work, and also admin work, which is something that I stopped doing years ago. Like I was more focused in the tech space, like web and graphic design, things like that. But and that's what I have my degree in as well. I wanted to pivot to more design work, marketing work. So besides the pay cut, it was also a job that wasn't really what I wanted to do, but I just took it, to have something. It was just it's been a lot of work, like a lot more work than I thought, and also pivoting to get back into the workforce after being unemployed for 2 years. It was also like another thing to adjust to, plus everything else I deal with my health. So yeah, it was a lot of adjustments, but I just didn't feel like it's been giving me like what I've needed, right? So actually gave notice. What happened was that I told myself I wasn't going to quit before having something else lined up, but I'm at the point where it's like really negatively impacting my mental and emotional health, just by the sheer amount of work, and also like they were pretty inflexible with some things. So I put in notice, but we came to the agreement that, because I know that they're also short staffed, so we came to the agreement that I would work remotely for them, and they would be flexible as far as like the work and things to do until they find a replacement. Because when I put in notice, I mentioned that I had something else lined up, which at the time I didn't, but I was getting more client work, freelance work. So I just felt like with the savings, the money I had saved plus the freelance work, and I was applying for jobs again, I just figured like I would land something um, like right away. I know it was a bit reckless to do that, but at the same time, like I was really desperate to get out. So now what they did was because again they're short staffed and they can't afford to lose me. They were like, you can work remotely, because I told them I had another position like with a schedule and all that stuff. So they're willing to work with me in the meantime. So I told them that I would give them till the summer, and for them to find somebody and train them and everything. And I wouldn't mind training, but like again, it would have to be with more flexibility with respect to my schedule. So I'm grateful because I ended up getting what I wanted in a way. This job is still not something that I want to continue to do, like obviously not long term or anything like that, but at least I have it for now while I get the other position. Now with respect to the other position, like obviously that's still pending, right? But I have a really good feeling about this job that I've mentioned that I've interviewed for. I've had 2 interviews, and then I have a final interview. Even though they told me it would only be 2 interviews, but this final interview I feel that it's gonna seal the deal, so to speak. So I'm praying that it works out. This job is more in my wheelhouse. It involves graphic design and marketing support, and it is fully remote, and it's also part-time, which is I only really look for part-time opportunities. um I mentioned a few posts back that I was a bit apprehensive about taking a remote role because obviously um dealing with the issues that I've been dealing with. I was just kind of like, man, I don't know if this, I was just really nervous about it. But I always get nervous at starting something new. That's how I felt every time I started a new class in school. It was always that sense of like, oh my God, and then thank God I always ended up working out. So I feel like the same would happen here. It is working with a small team. It's a big corporation, but it's a small team that I'd be working with. So far I met 2 of the people and that I would be working with, and they seem pretty cool. I'm gonna meet the other one tomorrow actually. Yeah, so I actually have a good feeling, not just about this job, but I found a few new websites to apply for jobs, and that's also what helped me get this interview right away. I mean, they called me within a week of applying, so and they've been moving pretty quickly with the interview process, so I just really think they're looking to hire quickly. Now, last but not least, exposures. So I feel like if you've been around my journey for a while, you know that like I tend to do more when it's in warmer weather, but like that's I feel like that's pretty normal because it's harder to do exposures outside, like in the winter and the rough weather and things like that. I mean, I was able to do some things, of course, but there's that part of me that does feel a sense of guilt of like I like not doing a lot of the things that I want to do, but at the same time, like I don't blame myself because not only do I have a full load with respect to like work, but I do some caretaking for my parents. They're older, they're elderly. Thankfully still pretty self-sufficient, but they do need help with a lot of things like with their appointments and like organizational things, cleaning in the house, things like that. So it's like besides all that and then dealing with my health and just trying to figure things out, like I just feel like time has sped up and I don't have a lot of time in the day to like do I would say like the bigger exposures, but at least I keep, you know, going for my walks, spending time on my own. When I go shopping, do it on my own, like things like that. I mean, these are still things within my comfort zone to an extent. I would say like it's like on the boundaries of my comfort zone. So yeah, definitely trying to do more of the stuff outside of my comfort zone. But I know, you know, knock on wood, it will come. So I'm giving myself grace because damn, like it has been tough, and that's not even including the state of the world, you know what I mean? So anyway, just wanted to fill you guys in, and I hope all is well in your world, and definitely thanks for tuning in.